All right, people. So this is gonna be the start of a character design. I can't speak. Using multimedia. So we're gonna be using more than one material in the creation of our artwork. This is what I like to do. You can add others. It's up to you. I did a preliminary sketch, and then I transferred it over using the window or light box to a final, and this is what I'm gonna have next. I'm gonna start watercoloring it in layers, and then color pencil. So always enjoy. Show you step by step. I did speed it up. 84 minutes what I spent on it, creating it. I got into it, so it's probably go a little bit faster than normal. Enjoy. All right, here you can see I got my resources. I got my prelim. I transferred it over using a light box. You can kind of see the pencil. And I'm taping it down because I'm going to watercolor it. I'm going to use watercolor pencils. First time I've used them, people. Pay attention. So I got my 12 watercolor pencil set. First time I've used them. So it's kind of an experiment for me nonetheless. And I'm going to start coloring it in there. With watercolor pencils, you don't need a whole lot of water to get what you need. You lay down the pigmentation, you get a little bit of water, you brush some off, and then you get it wet, and then you can move the color. Still the same purpose. You are tinting the paper. You are not putting a lot of pigmentation down. You are tinting the paper. Look at that. I'm tinting the paper, people. All right? You want to let some of the white paper show through. It shows highlights. Excuse me. Highlights are good. Shadows are good. Midtones are good. See that? I'm going over it again. I just got a little bit of water on my tip of my brush. I get that wet and then I spread it around so I can have a nice variation of value of the dark color, light color, and white of the paper. See here, I'm just shading it in like I would a regular colored pencil, putting it in other places because I want the purple to go throughout my piece, not in just one. When you lay down colors, it's important to put that same color throughout the piece. Otherwise, your eye is going to go straight to where the odd color is. It's not going to see the whole picture. It's just going to go where, why is there a color there? Why is my eye going there? Because there's a different color. So I'm using some in the background of this purple, some in the foreground of the darker hair that's going to be on this character. And notice I'm tinting the paper. Can't say that enough. I got some dark, some light. That contrast is going to help, and I'm going to layer. So if you notice, I'm moving from one section to the other. I started with the face and went down to the shirt. Then I went back up to the ears on the background. I'm going back to the face with the orange here. So I'm letting it dry, and then I'm moving to the next thing. And I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to move to the next thing. So I'm always working in like a kind of a circular pattern on the piece. So it helps even out my application, and it helps so that I don't have really soggy paper. So now I'm adding purple to the blue, getting that shadow. Remember, I still got another step to go. I still got to put colored pencil on this because I'm doing mixed media. So the colored pencil aspect of it is I'm going to want to use it to sharpen stuff up. Maybe add a little bit more crisps, contrast than the watercolor can give me. So you can see, I know I use black in the air, but there's black in the air. Shading that there, little armor that's on his side. You want to really use the tip of the brush. You want to use the side of the brush when you're coloring larger places. This is a medium brush that I'm using. I'm still holding it like a dart, like I told you before, if you've taken my other classes. I know I'm going fast, you really can't see the application too well, but you want to use the tip of the brush. You can see here I'm going back in, adding, I think, a red now, and you can see the contrast slowly making the form of the face coming in. I'm not adding the red to a lot of different places. I'm adding it to specific places on the face where it's going to be darker, where there's going to be a shadow, where there's going to be a color change of the fur. Here I'm doing black again. Normally I tell you not to use black. I wanted him to have kind of a black shirt, so kind of you have to use black. You want it to be the last color you use to shadow and shade. Last. If you use it. Most of the time you do not have to use it. So you can see here that I am damping it down with my bristles, and I'm pulling that color across, layering that purple over top of that black. And when I'm done, it's going to look more like a darker shirt. I'm doing the same thing here. I cleaned out my brush before I changed colors, or changed colors on the page, and you tap it 3 times, and you can see I'm just blending that color out to help give it the form. I'm thinking about how the top of the head is round, how the light's going to affect the top of the head, where the ridge is in the eye, how that's going to affect the shadows, the form of the mouth, the bottom of the lip. There should be a highlight because the light should be able to get to it. I'm adding more yellow color to the background, adding a complementary color to the background, plus I used yellow on the fur, so it gives an all-around balance to the piece. So yeah, I really lost myself in doing this. You can tell I said like 84 minutes I was painting on here. You want to get your base, and then check out the next video for crisping it up, making harder edges, adding like finer details with the colored pencils, because you can get that with the colored pencils. You want more of the blending and the form setting by the watercolor, and you're going to fine tune it with the colored pencils. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you liked it, and good luck.